Hey, what is up guys? It's Rowan from AWM back here with another video, and I just wanted to show you guys an interesting project that we're out here on today. So what I'm standing in right now is a former stream that these folks had running along their patio here, which was basically just a gravel bed that was kind of recessed in the middle to allow the water to flow down. And then you can see they've got their pond there at that end. And then this previously was a waterfall down at this end. We've taken it apart already and gotten it prepped for the remodel. But what I wanted to show you guys was why these folks were having leaks before. So I guess they've been having leaks for a while. This is a pretty wet area. In fact, we're actually right down by the Grand River right here at that end. And now that we've taken it apart, it's pretty obvious why they were having some issues. So to start, down here near the waterfall, they had to get kind of creative with their plumbing in order to get this waterfall connected to the pond. So rather than going around the outside of the gravel bed to get the plumbing down there, what they ended up doing was taking this pipe that they had running to the waterfall and running it underneath the liner that's attached to the edge of the patio here. So the issue is that because of the height that this pipe is at, you can actually see there's some wet mud around where the pipe goes underneath the liner here, which is an instant red flag that these folks were losing water between the liner and the pipe here. And in fact, you could see the pipe and the ground around it are all wet too, as well as the wood on the patio here. So yeah, that was definitely a leak point that was going on there. But it's actually not the only one that we've found. So the other one is directly across the stream here from where the plumbing dives under. So you could see this is where the liner edge is, and then they actually just had landscaping fabric going up underneath the gravel on this side here. But, and it's a little bit hard to tell. Let me see if I can get you a better perspective here. So this is the stream. You can see it doesn't really get that deep. And right here is where that liner ends. So what's happened over the years is the gravel that they have in the stream has built up mud and things in it just from washing and things falling in it and decaying. And that has forced the water to sit higher and higher in the gravel. And so this edge of the liner here didn't even stand a chance of holding it in. And you can already see the ground is just totally soaked around here. So they were definitely having some leaking issues right there. And then last but not least, down at this end of the stream where it meets the pond, I think what must have happened here is they built the pond prior to putting the stream in. So they kind of made a uniform edge all the way around where they had a ridge that was all the same height. And then since the stream was an afterthought, they have a second layer of liner here where the stream goes in, and the edge of it actually sits lower than that ridge that creates the edge of the pond. And you can actually see right now there's water just flowing down in between that crack, and it's not filling up, which tells me that it is draining into the ground. All right, so a couple of last minute things now that we've uncovered this liner more. We have found even more issues that more than likely have caused problems for these guys. So one thing that you'll see right here is that we've actually got a couple different folds, or not even folds, edges of different layers of liner going on in here. So we've got one right here. We're not even really sure where that goes. It appears they tried to seam it though, but I mean, you can see that's just peeling off pretty cleanly. So I can't imagine that that was sealed all the way through. And then we've got another one like that, which this guy we know for a fact was not sealed all the way through, because you can actually see the seam right there, and there are plenty of spots where there's not actually any of whatever this is, silicone or something like that, actually filling in the gaps. So yeah, the ground underneath all of this is totally saturated just from all the water that's soaked into it. And then last but not least, the absolute cherry on top is not something that, well, actually it probably is something that has caused leaks, but it also would have contributed in other ways to issues. So what we've got going on right here is a drain tile, which you can see there is stuff flowing out of, not just water, but all sorts of sediment and stuff like that. And that's because it's all flowing down this hill through all that grassy area and absorbing into the ground. And then we don't know like how far up this drain tile goes on the hill, but it is just leading that water directly into the stream here, which eventually makes its way down to the pond and probably causes all sorts of water quality issues. So yeah, we're gonna have to figure out what we're doing with that, but it will be interesting. So yeah, you can see why we're out here doing a remodel for these folks. Basically what we're gonna do is, I mean, you can tell the pond is not super clear. In fact, there's quite a bit of floating algae in it, as well as you can see all the fuzzies on the surface and stuff like that. So what we're gonna be doing is actually installing a wetland filter down at that end. That should take care of their water clarity issues. And then we're actually just redoing this whole stream, rocking it in and kind of doing it in our typical style of making it look really natural. And so yeah, we'll have to show you guys what that ends up looking like at the end. We've got the time lapse going, so you guys will get to see that too, and it should be good. So I hope you enjoyed. If you want to go ahead and share this, that would be much appreciated, and we will see you guys in the next video.